Recently, I put a poll on my community tab asking you guys what kind of content you want to see, and the majority said more chart work, more analysis style videos. So that's exactly this video. But before we get into this, guys, please give the video a like. It helps the channel out so much. And sit back, relax, enjoy the video. Quick little forecast. We do have some dollar related news coming up at 9:45 a.m. I'm currently using New York time zone. As you can see here, New York time zone. So what have we got here? We had our Asian range. This is dead time, what Michael refers to as dead time. You can see it's a range. We have a high of the Asian range up here, the low down here. So the box goes from the high to the low. We've also got some buy side liquidity resting above here. So this is a liquidity pool, lots of buy stops resting up here. This little blue box, this is just basically my ICT kill zones, and this is the London kill zone. Orange is the New York open kill zone. We can see that here in London open kill zone time, we've had our low of the day set to here, high of the day question mark, we shall see.
London open generally has the highest probability of creating the high or the low of the day. Again here, market trades down after midnight New York time, creates the low of the day between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning New York time. Low of the day forms, off to the races we go.
And why I say that is because we had our protraction move here. This is manipulation. You can see that we came out of Asian range to the downside, exploded back to the upside, grabbing all the sell side liquidity resting below here.
Below this level, there's sell stops. I want to be buying those stops. The NASDAQ drops down, taking out the sell side, digging into that fair value gap. You don't chase the overnight run, and you wait for them to give you a low that everybody overnight will want to put their stop loss right beneath that after it starts to rally above it. It's even better when you don't have this high taken out yet. See how I took it up here? And it just went right down for them. That's engineering liquidity.
Bear in mind, this is euro dollar. We have not been this low since, I believe, 2002. Now, back to what I was saying. All of this here, Judas swing. If I just take the fib tool, taking it from the open and close of the candle here. Here we have our liquidity void. Here we have our sell side liquidity, especially since now we understand what's happening in London session. We aim to see if we get continuation on New York session, but bearing in mind that there will be news coming out in about an hour or so, we could just be bouncing around, grabbing sell side liquidity to then push to the upside. But that's only if we're getting, you know, bullish price action around this area. Honestly, it's not the best idea to kind of be catching a buy when our daily, the past 3 days have been bullish. If I just go back to quarterly, you will see that, you know, we've not been this low since 2002, April 1st. These bullish setups, not as high probability. The moment we start to form, let's say, daily or even weekly, but daily will be fine, daily bullish order flow, let's say, then we're back to seeing lower time frame bullish, higher probability setups. However, it is much more riskier. So just seeing how this plays out, you know, you could even start getting sell setups, but so far this seems like a lower time frame bullish setup. But I understand, you know, the daily, the weekly has been bearish, so I understand the risk. I understand that I don't expect this to absolutely fly through the roof, so that means I'll be more limited with my risk, and I'll make sure that I pay myself first. Pretty much hit our target. We had our stop below this low. So again, guys, we had our Asian range high and low, push to the downside, i.e. manipulation, Judas swing.
Many times be a run on stops, or it could be returning to a key price level. Now the Judas swing is a false run that trips up traders that lack the understanding of true direction of the day.
Created the low of the day, expanded to the upside. Then you can see as we exit this blue box, going into this orange box, which is the New York kill zone, New York open kill zone, with a little bit of retracement, grabbing the fib from here to here, we get our midpoint between our 62 to 79 region. You guys can see we also had bearish order block pretty much here. So lots of things lining up for this long. We're on the 5 minute. If we just jump up, where could price head to next? You know, if this continues, this will be potentially next target. We've also got another bearish order block here in this area here. So price has good reason to be drawn up to these areas. We've also got inefficiency to fill, so let's see what happens. But yeah, that's a bit of analysis live. So guys, I am currently out driving and just putting up a screen recording of that euro dollar long sort of setup. You can see that it kind of hit that buy side liquidity, filling all the imbalance. With that said, it's just cool to see market playing out, respecting things to a T. Hey guys, so guys, as I was editing, I realized that I lost some footage of this trade that I was in. That was back on the 25th, I think the Thursday. So I'm gonna jump on the charts and quickly kind of run through what I was seeing and the entry. Yeah, let's jump on the charts. So I wanted to go over the trade that I took on the 25th, and I've left it on now, but let's just look back through previous price action. You can see I've got this upper trend line here resting above this old high, and yes, you can say that we ran through liquidity above this high as well. BSLQ basically just means buy side liquidity. As you can see, ran through these buy stops and then proceeded to expand lower. So what's really interesting is how this blueprint is pretty much the same as the blueprint that we looked at in this region, except this time we have a sell setup where we came out of the Asian range, pushed to the upside, had almost our manipulation here, and then price ran lower. So if I just clear this up, we're looking on the 15-minute time frame. If I was looking for an entry, what I'll be looking for is break of market structure on the 15 or the 5-minute. There was actually multiple entries to be taken with this euro dollar short-term trade. So if we just go back to the 5-minute, you can see I had my break of market structure here. We made the high of the day during London session. My entry was London session continuing into New York session. I see the fair value gap, 5-minute fair value gap here, and I took the equilibrium, setting my stops above these highs up here. Now, where would my first profit taking target be? So first place that I would have is either these lows here, and then ultimately this low here. If we just jump back to the 15-minute, it's a lot clearer. You can see that there'll be a lot of sell stops resting below this low here. Technically, that acts as a magnet for price to run towards. If you guys have seen the core content, Michael explains that around 10 to 11, that's profit taking time, and price just retraces and reverses backwards. So it's cool to see this setup play out, grabbing sell side liquidity for the move to the upside. This is the reverse, grabbing the buy side liquidity and then pushing downwards. And yeah. So guys, that pretty much brings things full circle. I know I started the intro here. I'm also going to do my outro, and I wanted to talk about the new playlist, the core content, as I'm recording this, and it's going to be uploaded as month 1 and month 2. I'm currently on, I think, episode 4 or 5 of 8 of month 1, and it's freaking amazing. I am flabbergasted.
My word for it, you're going to be flabbergasted. Oh my god, flabbergasted.
Real ICT students know that little inside joke, or hannahforex watches. But anyways, I digress. Everything that I was kind of analyzing for this week's analysis, it was backed up by kind of what Michael was teaching here, but in a lot more clear, direct sense. So obviously my knowledge came from the Mentorship 2022 and then Market Maker Series, Forex Primer. And then I was able to, obviously just from forward testing and back testing and live trading, that's where my knowledge has gone. But then now confirming, solidifying it and exploring more of these concepts with the core content, I think it's great. Who else is loving the core content? Because I love it. So it's currently end of August, going into September. I committed to learning ICT about end of April, just before I went on travels, then took a 2-month break. So all in all, it's been about 2 months of learning ICT like properly, but 4 months of just it processing in my mind, and I'm live trading it. It's been really good. I see the markets with so much more clarity. Something I'll always remember from the book from Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, is that, you know, having more knowledge doesn't actually equal, you know, more trading success. Trading performance, your trading mental game will always depend on other factors. It's not always just the outer work of your systems and your processes, but it's sometimes also inner work. And making sure that aligns, you know, that's something that I've been reflecting on, is the outer game. So, okay, your trading system, your set of rules, your trading plan, your inner game, your mental mindset, your performance. But then are they aligned? And then that's like the bridge, and something that I think we should be more, oh, the sun is gone. We should be more like cautious of is actually that bridge as well. There's actually a third component. And that's something that I've just been realizing and reflecting, because I feel like ICT now allows me to actually perform at a higher level, and it aligns with the kind of, I don't know how to say it, but like wants and needs for me as a trader, as I've spoken about this. That is pretty much the random word vomit journal for the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, let me know what you think about the core series, the core content series, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless.
Fresh chip off the block. Watch my head spin. I got awkward thoughts and a neck twitch. I fall off the knot, then I get up. I'm this slot to watch. That's a Netflix. I stop with the pot. Got my head stripped, but mama kept singing, better save that noodle, 'cause I kept drawing on the same old doodle.